last live video, so I'm doing these every Tuesday. Hold on, gotta adjust this a little bit. So, I'm actually outside today. It's windy, it's a little blustery, so if you hear the wind noise, it's the wind. And I'm gonna be smoking this little fellow, the Mark Twain. I wanted to wait and do a review of this video. This is not a video, this is a cigar, okay? Keep it straight. Review of the cigar, but as you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but it's getting a little wonky, not quite straight, and it's drying out a bit, so. I've had it for a while, so it's time to light it up and get this thing going. So, so what's new? What's new with you? Hello, person who just joined. We'll see how this thing goes. I started a little bit earlier. I was gonna start at 1, but I've got to end at about 1:50. So I start a little early. This is the preview. All right, let me get this thing going here. I've got one of my favorite cutters. Do you see all of those gnats flying in front of the lens? Once in a while, you'll just see a whoosh. There's gnats galore today. All right, favorite cutter. Look at that fancy thing. I don't know what it is. It's, oh, well, it's on the ground. It's broken now. This is Mantello or Mantello, whatever you want to say it. I have no idea. How's that wind? The wind could be a problem out here. I figure this stand's gonna blow over at least a couple of times. Look at that. Oh yeah. It's dang. How bad is that on the mic? If you're watching this right now, let me know. Can you hear it okay? Is the wind noise just too bad? Alright, let's give this a little cut. Ooh boy. That looks okay, huh? Oh yeah. Boy, you see how dry that was though? That was a lot of tobacco bubbling. It didn't bubble at all. Okay, so I think we're good. Oh yeah, I brought the lighter. Good. All right, not too bad, but not too great either. If it gets too bad, let me know and I'll try to move it, tuck it behind this tree or something. Okay, look at this. It's pretty dry. But that's why you're watching this video, is for some guy to smoke a pretty dry cigar. All right, I'm gonna give this a go. I've never tried, I don't think I've tried the Mark Twain anyways. Maybe I have, I don't know. Give me a moment for a sneeze. If you didn't come for a cigar, you came for me to sneeze. Okay. Whoops. Get a good view there. Ooh, yeah. I have high expectations for this cigar. Never smoked it, I don't think. It sure looks good. All right. Oh. Oh yeah. Ooh. You know when you haven't smoked a cigar for a while? Like, I don't know right now if it's because of that I haven't smoked in a while, or that this is just delicious. But first little puff there was spectacular. It makes me wonder why I don't have one of these in my mouth every day, like all day. All right. Okay, that's pretty good. So, anyone else? Woo! Anyone else gonna be smoking? A little cigar, little tobacco pipe, something like that. It's dry. It's getting little pieces in my mouth there. Okay, well, let's get this going. This is all about you. This is your time. I do this specifically for you and only for you. So let's chat. What would you like to talk about? What would you like to know about? Oh, by the way, getting bit up out here, I think. By the way, I started. Oh man. Actually, it's not official yet, I guess. YouTube has to approve it, but I'm doing like one of the YouTube membership deals. Have you seen people do those on other channels? I never have. Maybe I have, but I got distracted. Somebody said testimony. Once Biden said testimony. I actually did a video. Well, it's not about my testimony, whatever that might be. But I did a video that is about churches, which you, once blind, may find interesting. And that's coming out tomorrow at 2 p.m., I think, Central. So, anyways, I'm doing a membership thing. So I'm trying, I've said this before in a few videos, I'm trying to really make YouTube a priority and really push it. So basically, the more I can do, the more I can get any kind of money coming over from directly from YouTube, the more I can justify spending more time on it. That's really what I'm working on. So sorry for all the money talk, but money makes the world go round. So I've heard. All right. What else? These live chats for me are not really, they are a one-sided conversation because you can't talk directly. But I'll read whatever you put in there. I'm basically your puppet. I'm a monkey, like I said last week. And I won't dance, but I'll talk about almost anything. Almost. I am doing one of the things that I'm kind of excited about. We'll see how it goes. Eventually, as the channel grows and more people are interested. One cool thing that the subscription things allow you to do is, like, if you become a subscriber, then YouTube gives you the option to do these live streams. But I can, like, in my comments, choose members only to ask questions, or like if you do the super chat or something like that, I can just filter it that way. Obviously I don't have enough people watching these to make that realistic, but down the road it'd be kind of cool to do like a members only chat with like a smaller group of people. Like basically what it is now, there's 13 of us, but you do like 5 people or something. It could be kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna ask every time the wind blows. Does it sound okay? Just give me a heads up if it's like too windy and I'll move. All right, Yellow Octopus, that's a cool channel name, said like the channel. Well, thank you, Yellow Octopus, I like your name. Shout out from the Philippines, very cool. Yellow Octopus said, shocked you don't have more of a following. Yeah, why don't you fix that? I want somebody else to fix that. Funky Tree Farm said, darn, I was gonna ask you to dance. Well, I'll do it for something, I don't know what. When the cigar is dry and starts to peel, I put chapstick on it. What do you think about that? That's a brilliant idea. Dang it, I don't have any chapstick, but that's a really good idea. Huh. Once Blind said I also walked away from a pastoral role, was wondering your reason. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Maybe, I might chat about that. That would be kind of interesting. Hi from Ireland, holy cow. That's crazy. How's Ireland these days? I say that as if, I grew up there and spent a lot of time there as a child. How is it these days? I've never been to Ireland, but I would love to go to Ireland. Who wouldn't want to go to Ireland? Ireland's one of those countries that is so mysterious to me. It's kind of like the whole US was before I was able to go visit it. Like somebody would be like, I'm from North Carolina, to be like, I don't even know where that's at or what's there. So Ireland's one of those places. The wind's kind of, I'm like in a, I don't know what you call it, but the smoke from my cigar is just sticking right here. It's not, you can see it's blowing out this way, but it's just kind of a lot of turbulence today in the wind. Listen, side note, not the reason you are watching this, but I did learn something interesting about wind, and I think you'd like to know about it. Wind, you probably know a lot more about this than I do, but the reason wind feels like choppy and gusty, hits you kind of hard and then it lightens up and it's hard, it's not an even stream, is because of the turbulence of the wind, of the air moving across the land, and it'll hit like rocks and it'll hit hillsides and it'll create turbulence. I think that's interesting. I never knew that. Did you know that? I bet you're glad you do now. Ooh. All right, let me talk about this cigar a little bit. It has what I love most in a cigar. It has the pepperiness. It's not actually peppery. This is actually like a spice, kind of a back of your throat, subtle spice to it. I love that in a cigar. It's pretty bold, but not too bold. This thing's killer. I would say, I'm a professional taster of cigars. So based on my experience, it has a flavor to it that I can't describe. Let me try. Oh man, definitely a bit of a subtle chocolate mocha. Not sweet, so more like cocoa, I guess. Cocoa and chocolate. Is that a thing? Oh, I just realized I need to move the phone over a little bit. Anyways, it doesn't matter why. Do you want to know why? I'm going to tell you. It's because the volume button was being pressed unintentionally. Let's see, baking spice. What? Flavor notes? Are you asking if it's baking spice? I don't know what you're saying. How about you dip it with a tequila? Is that a thing? I think last week somebody mentioned that you could put a cigar in tequila or something like that. Is that a real thing? I don't know. I'm learning from you. Ooh, that's pretty dang good. Man, that is a good cigar. Ooh, it's pretty strong too. You get going on it, you get a little fuzzy-headed. That's an official term. You probably wouldn't know about that. Fuzzy-headed is what, once you elevate your understanding of cigars far beyond anybody else, that's just what we call it. No one else smoking anything? No one's asking questions, by the way. Let's see. Arnold does it. Whoa. Wind is coming. Do you see this truck behind me? That's interesting. I think, well, I'm assuming they're working on the power or our internet, which has been having some issues. All right, let's see here. What's your favorite tobacco pipe? I like, I didn't bring it with me, but I showed it last week in the last live video. If you want to watch through that one, I showed it. But it's a pipe that either my dad or my wife got for me years ago. And it's small, and it's, I don't even know what it is right now offhand, but so that was helpful. That was a good answer. Good question, but bad answer. That's what I do best. You ask good questions, and I'll answer with bad answers. Sounds like sweet bourbon would go well with that cigar. Heck yeah, it would. Any bourbon would go well with this. Ooh, dang, that's good. All right, let's see. I tried a nub Maduro cigar. The first third tastes like black coffee. Ooh, I might like that. And pepper together. Dang, I would love to try that. I need to look that up. Where are you right now? I am on our Tennessee property. At kind of the end of it. I'll give you a little tour here. Why not? This is one of my favorite spots on the property. This big old cool tree. Oh dang. And back over there is like RV land and what will be a barn that we're doing a lot with. That is, oh, that's the corn crib. It's just, well, it's another barn. And the house itself, you can't see from here. It's back over there. And then I was trying to pick a place that was like off the beaten path a little bit and also away from the wind. I was trying to get like, I thought maybe these trees would break it a little bit, but it didn't help. All right, let me read more comments. And also, if you have a better idea for what I should do with these live videos, like I thought about writing down a whole like list of talking points, things to talk about, but I think for me anyways, it's more fun to actually read the comments and answer questions live. So, dang, this thing's dry. Okay, let's see. Have you ever tried a church warden? Dang. Yes, I have 2 church wardens. I don't think they're very practical. They're cool and they're fun to smoke once, in my opinion, but they're so stinking big. I don't think they're that realistic to use that often. But yeah, I do. They're cool looking. I call them the Gandalf. Let's see, how much acreage do you have there? We have right about 10 acres. Seems like a lot for us coming from California where we had, well, the last house we were in had an acre. So 10 seemed like a lot. Now that we have it, we're kind of like 50 would be nice. 150, like lots of acreage would be really nice. It's buggy out here today, very buggy. Let's see here, more questions. These are good. Have you ever tried Devil's Holiday Pipe tobacco? No, but I'd love to. Please send me some or show me where to get that. That sounds really good. I'm young at 23, but I'll decide that. I don't think you're very young at all. Young at 23? I think you're old at 23. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, they're doing stuff. I'm young at 23, but I too have recently taken up a mentality. Sorry, it's hard to read these little comments here on my phone. A mentality of self-improvement, both mentally and physically. What do you think of stoicism? No, that's not what that says. I don't even know what that word is, so I have no take. stoicism. I don't know what that is. It has really transformed my approach to struggle. Interesting. I don't know what that is. I'd be interested in learning more about it. Don't you have livestock, guardian dogs? No livestock. We've talked about it and we've decided for now we're not going to get any animals except for chickens and maybe some goats. But the problem is that we love to travel, and the more animals you have, the more difficult just up and leaving becomes. So we haven't. Is that like a bug? Jeez Louise, there's just stuff crawling all over me, it feels like. Let's see. When do you call it quits on a cigar? I usually throw it out the last fourth. I personally will just stop smoking when I'm done with it. I don't usually make it all the way through a cigar, especially a larger one like this. We'll see how far I get in this video. Because typically when I'm smoking a cigar, I'll like film a video with it. And so I'll just film as many videos as I can with that cigar. And I'll end up doing things like this where I'm not really paying attention to the cigar. And so sometimes I'll smoke on it a lot, like if I'm shooting B-roll of it. And then other times I just get talking and I'm like, forget about it. And then an hour or two passes, I'm like, I gotta be done filming these videos so that the cigar doesn't get finished. I don't, as often as I'd like, I don't get to, you know, like enjoy just a cigar on my own. It's usually like, if I'm gonna smoke a cigar and I have one, I wanna like make a video out of it. So if I'm smoking, well, this is too long of an answer. Let me move on. You get the point. Let's see. With a church warden, do you find you get more flavor or less flavor? I think less flavor. I've never thought about that. But last time I smoked my church warden, now that you say that, I did notice that maybe it was psychological. I wasn't paying attention to it, but it did seem like I got more of the taste of just the pipe, I guess, whatever wood it was. Not that you can really taste the wood, but it didn't seem as flavorful as having the tobacco right there in the bowl. That's interesting. Is that a true thing? I've never thought about that. But yeah, maybe I'm totally wrong. I'd have to do it again and pay attention, but that would be my answer. I think it was less flavorful. That's interesting. Let's see. I got married at 23. I got married at 21. No, I was 20 and my wife was 18. Shoot, that's crazy. What do you think of Gurkha? I don't know what Gurkha is. I'm sorry, I don't know much. Devil's Holiday is a nice aroma of forest berry. Ooh. But I do struggle with the cadence. Would be nice to see your take on it. Yeah, I'd love to try that. I need to get some. I don't know what that is. Stoicism? Stoic? I don't know. From the word stoic. Is that really? I'm pronouncing that so wrong, right? Let's see. Check it out. The philosophy of Plato and Marcus Aurelius, right? How do you say that? Emphasizes mastery of self and constant improvement. Oh, that's interesting. Wonder if that's something that oh, hold on. Stop everything. Somebody here just became the best person out here. Joe Harry. Joe Harry just sent $19.99. Joe Harry is my favorite person. I'd like to talk to him. I'd like to talk about him a little bit. Joe Harry and I met about 6 seconds ago on this live feed. And he said that, you sweetheart, Joe Harry. Joe Harry, if you want me to, here's what I'm starting to do. Anybody who does this like super chat thing, where you give me money, I'll do one of 3 things if you're interested. Here's what I'm starting to figure out, like, what, because I feel bad. People, I mean, I so appreciate the money. I am trying to make this, you know, a real go at this, so I appreciate it. But I just feel bad taking it for nothing. So I'm like, I should at least do a little something extra on these live videos. So I was thinking, what if I'll answer any question. That's one thing. What were they? I wrote them down. Hold on. I'm gonna go out of this live feed real quick to check my list. I had a couple things, ideas, and I'll pop right back. Just give me one moment, please. That's what it was. I'm not doing this today, but I was gonna do like a shot of bourbon to get me boozed up during the live feed, which could be fun. 2 was answer any question, and I couldn't think of a 3rd. I'm not drinking anything right now. With this 75 hard I'm doing, I can't have any alcohol, so no drinks for a while. But after I get done with this, I thought that could be kind of a fun one. I don't know, I'm trying to think of like 3 fun, interesting things that would be worth like a couple bucks for people. I don't know, let me know if you have any good ideas. Let me go back to the questions. I wanna make sure Joe Harry didn't ask anything. Joe Harry, you are just my favorite. All right, I don't remember where I was at, so wherever I get to is where I'm at. You're outside this live. Yeah, I am. Have you ever thought of doing bushcraft and cigar? What is bushcraft and cigar? I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know anything. What bourbon do you recommend? I have $65 burning a hole in my pocket. That's a great question. $65 bourbon. Ooh, man, oh man. I don't know how much the bottle is. I think it's more around 40 or 50 bucks, but I really like Yosemite. I don't know, it's pretty common. You can get it almost anywhere, but that stuff's pretty killer, I think. I would probably do like a Basil Hayden rye. I think that's around 60 or so. If you've never, I mean, everyone's had Basil Hayden, which is delicious, but if you like rye, the Basil Hayden rye, I love it. Maybe, and again, I don't remember the price, but Angel's Envy, if you've never had that, that stuff's really good. I'm a big fan of that. I don't know, something along those lines. Or I might just get, you know what, here's what's interesting. Let me talk about bourbon just for a second. I've done this 2 or 3 times with my brother-in-law. He's a big fan of bourbon, and he buys much more expensive bottles than I do. Most of his bottles range on the low end about 80 bucks to 150 bucks, like every bottle he buys. So whenever I go to his place, he has all this delicious bourbon. So we did it at his house once, and we've done it at my house. And most of the bottles I buy are between like 30 and 80 at the high end. So I don't spend as much. But, so we've done it with more expensive bottles and cheaper bottles. And we'll take every bottle of bourbon we have and do a blind taste testing, where my wife will set them up and we just taste them. And last time we did them here on our property, like I knew all the bottles that I had very well, and I did not get a single one right. Both times he and I have done this, we both picked the cheapest bottle as being our favorite, as the one we thought was the best, every single time. Last time it was Bullet Rye that we picked as like the best. We're like, this is delicious. This has got to be something special. And the other time, I can't remember what we picked, but it was a cheap bottle. If you've never done that, like a blind tasting of bourbon, it's amazing how wrong you get it. At least we did. So it made me realize that it doesn't matter how much it costs, really. Oh, I've got to, hold on, click on a little notification. So I would say maybe buy 2 bottles of like a cheaper bourbon. I know, like, I don't know. That was too long on bourbon, sorry. More questions to get to here. Let's see here. Is there a cigar lounge near where you live? Yeah, there's quite a few of them. I've never been to them. Most cigar lounges, let me know if you agree, most of them are kind of nasty, like that I've seen. I know there's some really nice ones. I've just never been to a really nice one. Most of the ones I've been to, they have these old nasty chairs that they picked up at like a thrift store, and you know that couch has some stories, and you know it smells. If you got your nose in there, and I'm weird. I know it's a weird thing. I sitting on nasty furniture, especially like cloth furniture that you know, like, this is gross. It kind of grosses me out. So I don't usually do that. And I'm not really a social person, like with strangers. I wouldn't just go to like a cigar lounge and like start smoking with people. Although there's a tiny town near us and there's a cigar lounge called like Fat Boys or Big or something. And I went into that one time just to get some pipe tobacco or something, and the guys in there were so stinking nice and friendly and just seemed like I could have definitely hung out there for a while. So I don't know, maybe I should. See, I did it. Okay, gotta get this thing going. Okay, more comments here. Pipe or cigar, somebody said. Pipe for me, for sure. Pipes I think are way better. I like a lot your videos. Thank you for this live, although I can't understand everything you say. Kind regards. Sorry. Is that because of a language barrier, or is that because the wind noise is too loud? You know, it's pretty noisy today. Good beginner pipes? It doesn't matter. Just get a cheap pipe. Get a cheap pipe that feels good in your hands. Just get like if that's what you're asking, I would just go get a, what do you call them? A corn cob. Corn cob pipes are awesome. You can get it. I bought a $7 corn cob pipe on Amazon. It's fantastic. It's a great pipe. You could, not only a good beginner pipe, but you could smoke that thing for a long time. Woodford Double Oak. Good. Oh, so somebody was answering the other guy's question about, or gal, I don't know. Good $65 bottle of bourbon. He's saying Woodford Double Oak. I've never had the Woodford Double Oak, but Woodford Reserve, if that's what you're talking about, that stuff is delicious. I have a serious question. Aromatic pipe tobacco or non-aromatic pipe tobacco? Oh boy, I've never done like a side-by-side with the two. I don't know, it's a good question. I think I like the aroma. Aromatic, I think. Oh, did this go out? While I do like pipes more, the flavor, the one thing about cigars that I love, among other things, is that they don't really go out. If this was a pipe right now, I would have been relighting this thing so many times. Let's see. Yeah, bushcraft and cigar, best combo. So is bushcraft a tobacco? Is that what that is? If so, I don't think I've ever had it. Joe Harry, it depends on what you expect first, moreover, if you are a strict beginner. Wait, did Joe Harry ask a question that I missed? Oh, Joe Harry did. Oh, Joe Harry's the one that gave the money. Of course I'll answer. Yeah, well, I did answer it, I guess. It's aromatic, pipe tobacco, or non. What is your preference, Joe Harry? I'd be curious to know that. Devil's Holiday is really great, as is Creme Burley and I can't read those things. Can you recommend a not so expensive cigar? Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, what the heck was it? I had one like a couple weeks ago, a month ago or something, and I think I did a video about it. Hold on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think it actually went out. Ooh, got the tip off. I know, I was thinking about going out for a while. Just not giving it enough attention here. Okay. Anyways, it was a cigar somebody sent me, and I can't remember the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's the last cigar review I did on this channel. So if you go through my videos, look at the last cigar review. I'm pretty sure it was that one. You don't have to watch it. You can just look at the name. I think it was a $6 cigar, and I couldn't believe the price because it was really good. So I know it's not helpful, but whatever that was really good. Okay. Can you recommend a nut? Oh, I just did that one. Try Elijah Craig, said Once Blind, about a good bourbon, right? I don't think I've ever had Elijah Craig. Seen it a million times. A million times. I've counted every time. Oh, dang, this stupid reminder. Sorry, should be all good now. Let's see here. What else do we have? I'm an aromatic, but the classics are delicious. Love Virginias and Burley. You guys know a lot more about everything than I do. Mutton chops guidelines are great and work well for keeping a pipe lit. Oh, I don't know mutton chops guidelines, but I guess I should check them out. Let's see, George Dickel. Oh yeah, George Dickel, man, their distillery is only about 40 minutes from where we live now in Tennessee, or so, maybe an hour, I don't know. But we drove past it the other day, didn't even know that's where it was. And but I've had, I think, their rye, and it was delicious. Let's see, Joe Harry again. The wife prefers aromatic, so that's what I stick with most. It's really grown on me. My wife loves tobacco pipes also. Oh, I thought it was a tick on me. It's like tick season out here. And we need to mow the grass again. It's getting a little long. So is aromatic, is that more flavorful generally? Is that like a sweet tobacco? If so, I'm not such a big fan of sweet tobaccos, but anyways, you can tell I know nothing. Only livestock. I already answered that, Yellow Octopus. Aren't you paying attention? Get on it. Man, I really like that channel name. But are you a fan of octopi? Let's see. Any good book recommendations? Heck yeah. I've got some good ones here. Good question. I'm gonna judge you all based on the quality of your questions. So with 75 Hard, part of what you have to do is read 10 pages of a book every day. And so I've been doing that. And so I've read 3 books that have been phenomenal. I listened to them on Audible and then bought the books and read them because you have to read a physical book on this thing. One is called Mind the Language, if there's children around. It's in the book, so I apologize. It's called no, that's not what it's called. How to Make Shit Happen. That's what it's called. By Sean Whalen, who started Lions Not Sheep. It's a super short book. I mean, you can read it in under an hour, but it's so direct and to the point. The thing that I don't love about a lot of books, especially like self-help books, which is what you have to read on 75 Hard, which are my preference anyways, but I don't like when they spend 3 long pages telling a story that illustrates one point. And then the rest of the chapter just basically reiterates that one point, and you just read so much, you know? So anyways, I like this book, Sean Whalen book, or Whalen, because there's none of that. It's literally just tips and strategies and tricks and things that are very helpful. The one I'm reading right now is by, I'm not gonna remember his name. It is Man Up. It's called Man Up. And it's a really helpful book too. Follows a little bit more of like the entrepreneurial side of things, but it's really helpful for just life stuff also and making yourself better. And those two for sure. For just pure like happy reading, like you just not a self-help kind of thing. Heart of the Sea is, I don't love, I love nonfiction. Man, I have an almond that's been stuck in my throat all day and it's moving around again. So it's a book, I'll be done with the book talk in a sec, but this is very important for you to know. Heart of the Sea is about the whaling ship Essex from the 1880s, I believe it was. And it is the book that Moby Dick was actually inspired by. So Moby Dick's a fiction, but there's a true life shipwreck story. It was the ship was called the Essex. And this book documents, it takes 3 different accounts from folks who were on that ship wreck, and details it in graphic detail. But in like a good way. I don't mean that's like, it's disturbing, but it's also just like, it is the most thrilling, engaging book I think I've ever read. Okay, let's see. Oh, Mutton Chop Piper is a YouTube channel I found by following him. I found you by following him. No kidding. Wow, I need to check out Mutton Chop Piper. Interesting. Hey man, how are you feeling? What? What do you mean? VCR12 said, hey man, how are you feeling? That's like, seems like something you would ask somebody after they just like got over a sickness or a surgery. I've had neither. You just mean in general? In general, I'm feeling pretty darn great. 75 Hardwise, is that what you mean? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Clarify, won't you? Aromatics are often sweet, but come in many stocks. I have a sweet tooth. I don't know. I wanted to do a side-by-side comparison with like a classic sweet aromatic tobacco and like a classic non-aromatic more. I really like dark, bold, kind of in-your-face, spicy kind of tobaccos. So that's my preference typically. Make a video about the book recommendations. Oh, that's a good idea. I can do that. I should do that. I ever thought of getting another, how do you pronounce these? That's an Italian word, right? Savinelli, it's a pipe, correct? Yeah, because I have one of those. They're expensive. I don't know. I have 3 pipes that I use actually just 2 that I use the most often. I don't really see the need to get another one right now unless I started collecting pipes again, which I had done previously, and then I left all of my pipes at an RV park when we were traveling on the road, and I just haven't replenished them. I had this really cool custom-made pipe from Nicaragua too. My only trip I've ever taken out of the country except for Mexico, and I lost it. It's a bummer. It was a really cool looking pipe too. Let's see here. Let me find some good comments. Well, they're all good people. They're all great. No, they're not. Some of these are stupid. Let's see. If a cigar smoker likes piping from time to time, what? Pericuse? What? I don't know. If I can't read these, I just will skip them. No, I'm not saying that like it's not a warning. I'm just letting you know. There's a lot of things I can't read on here, I realize. Does somebody know pipe tobacco? There's that brand name again. Black Cavendish. I've ordered it in Germany. Seems to be so greedy. Is that like a German thing people say? Seems to be so greedy. What does that mean exactly? I like it. I just don't know what it means. Is it okay if I talk with a pipe in my mouth the whole time? Sorry, Mutton Chop Piper is the channel. Also, did you read Extreme Ownership? Jocko. Oh, I forgot to mention that one. I sure did. Heck yeah. That book is phenomenal also. Both, even if you're not, like it's a business focused book, but if you're not in business, it's still extremely helpful. It's just taking ownership of every part of your life, which has been really, I mean, I don't want to be overly dramatic, but it is like a life-changing, could be a life-changing book. It definitely, a lot of Jocko's stuff pointed me in a different direction and was extremely helpful, and that book was one of them. That was very helpful. Let's see. Hello, Calhoun. Longtime fan of your podcast and YouTube channels. Well, thank you, sir or ma'am. Glad to see you're doing well in Tennessee. Sure are. I'm so happy about the move. Thank you for the recommendation on the cigar. We'll give it a try. And then Moose Run Coffee. Is that because you have a coffee shop or you just love coffee? That's a great name. I love the nightcap tobacco. What's the nightcap pipe tobacco? It's another brand. Man, I gotta try more tobaccos. I wish there was a way. Somebody know. Let me check here. I gotta look at something real quick. Is there a way for me on these dang comments to like leave them up? I want it like they go away unless I keep my finger here scrolling, which is it's so tiring for my hand. All right, I'm at work and just popped in here real quick. So jealous. Well, Dirty Joe, you should stick around. Nightcap is a nice one. Strong on nicotine. I'll have to try that one. Mark said, if Jocko smoked pipes, he'd smoke red stag. Oh, shoot. See, it went away again. Red Stag. It's spicy and bold. Oh, yum. I might like that one. It's spicy and bold and will encourage you to get after it. Oh, man. I need to try that. I need to go through these comments after and try all of these. Moose Run Coffee. Yes, I have a coffee roastery. No kidding. Where is your coffee roastery, Moose Run Coffee? Let's see. Oh, not greedy, rather gourmet. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Once Blind said Pilgrim's Progress, Bunyan. Why Revival, Terry's... Oh, these are books you're talking about. Okay. And Rut Rot Revival, A.W. Tozer. Great books. It's by Peterson. I know these, I'm reading these out of context. Moose Run Coffee is located in Peterson. Where is Peterson? I'm curious. Really appreciate that video you did on treating your wife better. Really inspired me. Oh, thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. You know what's funny about that video? If you guys watched that, I did a video on something I'm trying to do in my life, which is making my time with my family and my wife very intentional and like a part of, as I change a lot of things in my life and become more disciplined and focused, and I'm trying to do that with the family too, and make sure that because they're what matters most. That seems stupid to say. They're what matters most to me. Like, no kidding. Anyways, the funny thing though, kind of, is that the day before I think the video went out, like I had shot the video, I'd edited it, it was like published but not released yet. I was in the car with my wife, and she was like, we were talking, she's like, I like all the stuff you're doing. You can watch the video. There's like certain things I'm doing throughout the day. I'm sending reminders up on my phone to like text her or to just do things throughout the day. And she was like, I like that you're doing all these things, but I feel like I'm just a part of your schedule, a part of your day. And she had no idea that I was scheduling these things to do. She was just like, I feel like these are just things you're doing. Anyways, I was kind of like, oh, well, because I am. Maybe I shouldn't. So I'm kind of reevaluating things. Anyways, watch that video and don't follow the advice. It's good. She likes it. It's working, but it's just a process, you know. Moose Run Coffee. I'm in Missouri. That's Missouri, right? MO is Missouri. I can give you the website if you'd like. That, yeah, I would get some of your coffee. I like the name of it. Is it delicious? That is Missouri, right? It's not Montana. Montana is MN. Is that right? Montana is MA. Dang. I might know looking at it, but pretty sure MO is Missouri. All right, Todd Havender. This is so much better than the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's live stream. Aw, is it though? I don't know. I don't think so. There's more drama there. I'm gonna try to make this video more dramatic. I'm gonna actually have an antelope sitting over here. You can't see it, it's off screen, but at some point the Wrangler's going to release it and it's going to attack me, just for the drama. Nick Bonanno, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, said, started watching your channel about 5 years ago. Wow, back when you were full-time RVing. Wow. Once everything is settled down with your home renovation, do you and your family plan on doing more RV travel? Yeah, we sure do. If I had it my way, we never would have settled down and moved into a house. I mean, it's really nice to have the house when you're just, you know, RV parks are booked or busy, or, you know, you're just, I don't know, tired of being on the road. But it was a lifestyle that I loved. To me, for me, it was the best lifestyle. But for the family, for the kids, they like the house. So anyways, we are planning to travel more. Not as much as I would like to, because I would like to go back kind of full time for like 4 or 5, 6 months at a time, you know, and then come back to the house. But what we're talking about doing is going out for like 1 to 2 to 3 months at the most, RVing around, and then coming back to the house, which is nice. It's great. But so yeah, we are planning on doing more. Still not as much as I would like to do personally. Let's see. How many times have I said let's see? Because I feel like you like old radio, dead air. You know, you didn't want to leave people hanging. You don't want people to leave. You want more people to watch all the time. So if I'm reading comments, I feel like I need to talk through them, but it's kind of stupid. Let's see. MT is Montana. Oh yeah, MO is Missouri. ME is the guy I need for beer. ME is Maine, right? Okay. That was dumb. Don't read it. No, it wasn't. That was hilarious. ME is the guy. Oh, this is the guy I buy beer for. What? Okay. I thought you were. I'm slow. I don't understand things. I thought you were saying me, as in like myself, or yourself. I get it. That was a good comment. That was solid. Let's see. Whatever it is here in France, there are not much choice in pipe tobacco. It's probably less than 80, but some are very good. The problem is that they are quite expensive because of many, many taxes. Oh, interesting. Let's see. Josh Brow something said he started 75 hard 10 days ago. Thanks to you. No kidding. So thanks, jerk. It's amazing. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You should update your progress somehow on here. I'd be curious to know. I am at day, I don't know. I think at the end of this week I'll have finished my first month of 75 hard, which is pretty great. It's weird. It becomes easy. Not easy. That's the wrong word. It doesn't become easy, but it becomes more, at least for me, it's become such a part of my day that I don't really think about it as much. So some days I go through and I feel like I didn't complete all the tasks, but I did. It's just become such an ingrained part of my day now, which is the goal. So it's pretty awesome. Looks like somebody's leaving in a car over there. It's my daughter's car, but it might be my wife. I wonder where she's going. She didn't text though. Well, interesting. Anyways, I thought you should know that. Side note, our main car that we're using right now, yeah, it's not dead, but it's become very unreliable, so we have to get a new car. Another important tidbit that you don't need to know, but I told you anyways. Okay, yeah, I'm on day 8 here. Thanks for the recommendation. Oh, no kidding. Daryl something is doing 75 hard too. That's awesome. Day 8. How's it been for those at least 2 of you that are doing 75 hard? What drew you to it? I'm curious. What was the what's the goal? Why'd you start it? See, Mark said, I'd like to start 75 hard, but I have many small children and I'm concerned it would distract from them. Mark. Let me tell you something. I'll tell you the same thing. If you get the 75 Hard app and listen to the podcast for 75 Hard, this is what they would tell you. They would say, that's an excuse, you idiot. I would say practically it would not distract from your kids at all. Young kids, I get that it's a thing. It's definitely a commitment. It's an hour and a half of working out every day. It's other things, but that's why for me, getting up early helps, because my early mornings, although the last couple of days I have not been getting up early. I've been having such a hard time to get up early. Like 5 a.m. is when I'm supposed to start my day. And like this morning, I don't think I got up till, it was after 6 for sure. And yesterday, I think it was like 6:30. Lame. But anyways, I get up before my kids and before the day really begins to do those personal, selfish things, you can call them. It's not really selfish because 75 Hard makes you a better person. So you're better for your kids. At least that's how I look at it. But yeah, I think getting up early, just figure out a time that doesn't interfere with your kids. You can figure that out. That's on you. That's what I'd say. Let's see. Josh, I was asking, for those of you watching later, I was asking, why did you start 75 Hard? Josh Bowron, something, said he did it for the mental toughness for sure. It's a real problem for men. We need to get a lot stronger mentally. Absolutely, 100% agree. I am for sure in the same boat on that end. Mark said, there's an app and a podcast. Yeah, so if you go to the app store, there's a few apps for 75 Hard, but the one that looks like it's like black and white. Is that helpful? like the actual icon for it is black and white and kind of looks like a something. Anyways, it costs $4.99, I think, but that's it. It's not like a subscription or anything. And then, but the podcast is free. It's who's the guy that started 75 Hard? Dang, my brain. I can't remember his name. And I can't remember the name of his podcast either. So that's not helpful. You can get the app. It's just a link in the app that takes you to, it's episode 14 of his podcast. Andy, thank you, Josh. Andy, how do you pronounce his last name? Andy Frisella, that's what it is. Yeah, Andy Frisella. So look up Andy Frisella if you want to, his podcast, and look at episode, I'm pretty sure it's episode 14, is the one where the whole episode he talks about 75 Hard, why it's designed the way it is, what it does. It's phenomenal. Okay. Oh, so Daryl, who started 75 Hard, said he needed to do something about my little white lies, mostly to myself. Boy, I can relate to that too. What little white lies to myself and to people. I used to do that with clients. If I was slow on a project, delayed something, I wouldn't full out, I justify it in my mind. I would lie. It was a lie. I would bend the truth as much as I could. I'd soften it. Yeah. It's a character building thing for me too. Once Blind said, I'm a father of 9. Wow. And something I do is take each kid out individually to spend time with them. And obviously once a week, take my lady out. Yeah, that's so good. I got to get better at that. It was something I did pretty well when our kids were younger. And now that they're older, I haven't done that nearly as well. Mark said, it's an excuse. It's also the reason I'm nervous to dive in. Yeah. It feels like one more obligation when I'm buried in obligations and swim season starts in 2 weeks. See, I would say, though, it's for sure is an obligation. It's a thing. I mean, I wouldn't do it unless you're going to do it. That's the biggest piece of advice I could give anybody who's starting it. Like, and he talks, Andy, whatever his name is, the guy who started it, talks about this in the podcast about how the people who fail at 75 Hard are people who try 75 Hard. And what he's saying is that you can't try it like you've tried a bunch of other things. You have to do it. You have to be in a mental place where like there is nothing that's going to stop you from completing it. But if you do, I can, for myself anyways, going through it and making other changes, reading the books and implementing what I'm learning into my life has made such a difference. Where I was feeling the same thing, like life is overwhelming, there's too much going on, I'm too busy. Really, it was me being undisciplined and not structured at all. Now that I've gotten more structured and disciplined, I have so much more free time and I know what I'm getting done each day. I don't go to bed feeling like I didn't do anything today. I feel like, man, I got a lot done today. And much less time than it took me before where I was just kind of flopping around and life seemed a little too crazy. Let's see. Once Blind, that's awesome. We have, oh, he's talking about Once Blind. Wow, people are talking to each other in this chat. Boy, this chat's, it's probably the best chat anywhere on the internet right now. All right, let's see. 3 nuns doesn't exist in France. In Germany, half of French prices on average. French governments are too greedy. Well, that about wraps it up for I'm caught up with the chat right now. So I'm just gonna smoke this cigar. Oh, did you guys see that fall? I didn't. I just looked up and it was gone. I like to watch these fall. I like to watch what do you call that anyways? Is that an official name for the piece that sticks out on the end of the cigar? You know, the burnt up part before you do the tappy tap? Dang, this cigar is killer. I'm gonna get through it pretty good. I have about 8 more minutes before I've got the ash. Is that really all it's called? Just the ash? All right, I thought there'd be some like fancy name for it or something. But 8 more minutes and I gotta go back in, do some stuff. So it's starting to wrap down. And this is the wrap down. Let's see, somebody send me the best question, comment, whatever, ever imaginable. I'm gonna rate them and judge you harshly based on it. Todd Havener is the first one here. I'm gonna rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, this question. How do you keep from getting nicotine sickness when smoking a cigar? Oh, that is a pretty good question. Right now, that's the number 1 question because it's the only one since we started this game here. I did a video about that, so you can watch the video. I'm saying that because I want you to watch the video so I get more views, that's all. But the biggest trick that I've that I've learned is slowing down, taking it easy, especially on a cigar. That's what you asked about, a cigar, right? Slowing down, eating something can be helpful, including sugar, of all things, like chocolate or something. And what were some of the other things? I can't remember. It's in the video. I think I had like 5 things that help with that sickness. Good question so far. That's a 10 out of 10 so far. Let's see here. Another question. Pan camera around to see the rest of your land. Oh, pan camera around to see the rest of your land. John, you're late. We already did this. Now we're gonna do it again just for you. Those of you who are not here. Here's the land. There's the old barn, our little RV park, another barn. Our house is back over there. You can't see it from here. You can't actually see a whole lot of it. It kind of goes out that way behind that hill. You can see part of it there. And you can see the guy working on power line. I'm not sure what's going on there. I do need to fix up my hair. That's what's most important. And let me see if there's any other great questions here. Mark V, I'm sorry, I feel you. Oh gosh, I don't want to read that, boy. You can read it if you're in the chat. I don't know what that conversation was. That's too much for this little live feed for me to comment on. Let's see, JJ, rap down songs like the name of your next album. What? What does that mean? I don't understand it. So that's that only gets like a 2 out of 10. Rap down sounds like the name of your next album. I'm just stupid. Have you had a Monte Cristo? That was my last smoke in cigars. I'll tell you one thing, when you said Monte Cristo, I was thinking of the sandwich. This is delicious. I'm a huge, take this for what you want. I can't believe that this is now a political kind of thing to say, statement. It's unfortunate, that's the world we live in, but I'm a huge, I should clarify. I was gonna say I'm a huge Disney fan, but that's not exactly true. I'm a huge fan of Walt Disney and everything that Walt Disney created. So I love Disneyland. And if you go to the Blue Bayou at Disneyland, they serve the Monte Cristo sandwich. It's delicious, and that's what I thought you were talking about. But you weren't, you were talking about cigar, Monte Cristo cigar. So you're better than I am. Smoke more, okay. I'll do that. Mark said, what are your plans for tobacco? Single origin, greenhouse tobacco, Asian varietals of tobacco are going extinct. I don't have a clue about any of those. So I might need some tips from you, Mark, because I don't know what the heck I'll be doing when we start growing tobacco out here. Let's see. That's about it. Those were the questions I have. Well, 4 minutes left, so if you want to get a good question in, try to beat. What was the number 10 spot? I gave somebody. I mean, this is a big deal. Somebody a 10 out of 10, and that was something in here. Oh, it was Todd, and he said, "How do you keep?" It was how do you keep from getting sick with a cigar? So that was pretty good. All right, let's talk some deep life advice stuff. Oh, heck yeah, I love talking about that stuff. You start. You start, Martin. What's deep life advice stuff? You give me deep life advice stuff, or make a. You should. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious where you would go with that. There's so many places you can go with that. Let's see. Jade said, "How did you figure out what career you wanted to pursue?" That's a great question. 3 minutes left. I think like most people, you know, like I've learned that you change a lot as a person over the years. Everybody does. You go into life at a young age thinking you're going to do one thing, and then it's amazing how much you'll change because you learn, you grow, just like a kid. The thing I've been thinking about lately is how much, as an adult, we're still children. Like 100% children. And anybody, even the most like respected people in the world, they're still children in just adult bodies, and we give them extra respect because like, oh, you're an adult, you're older. No, you're not. You're still a child. And so you're always learning and growing and trying new things, and it's amazing how much it shifts the direction of your life. So with that being said, I thought I was going to be a professional mountain bike racer, cross-country cycling. It's what I wanted to do when I was young, but I was still into movies and making, I wanted to be a director also. So just out of pure necessity, I got married young, and the video / film industry offered potentially a lot more money than mountain biking at the time. So that's what I went into, and that became the thing I did. But things are changing for me now and have changed. It's just interesting. That's one of the things that college can be tricky, is because you're 18, 19, 20, 24, whatever age you are when you go to college, and you're trying to make a life decision, a career decision. But most likely, I mean, that's part of the reason most people who pursue a career or a field in college don't end up using that degree. Part of the reason, anyways, I think, is because you change, you learn. You figure out that what you thought you were into then isn't what you thought. It's not what you want to do. So, I don't know. We're all a bunch of kids trying to pretend to be adults, I think. All right, a couple more. How much time do I have? 2 minutes? Anyways, I don't want to annoy you. I don't know. I think people are having their own conversations here, which is amazing. Just found the channel about 5 minutes ago. No kidding, Old Black Rum. I like that name. And you happened to be on live when I was done watching that video. Hello from a new person. Well, I'm glad you're here, Old Black Rum. Well, maybe I'm not. I don't know. You could be the worst person ever. But you seem great so far. Let's see. Martin said, finding what you love. I'm having a hard time with that. Yeah. Well, boy, I gotta go. So, have fun with that. I think one of the things, man, I was just reading that I would read. Oh man, I would read again. There's a bad word in this title if there's children watching, but the book, and I always want to say it wrong, but it's called. I want to say it's called How to Get Shit Done, but it's not. It's called How to Make. I'm going to say it again. How to Make Shit Happen. Yeah, pretty sure that's what it's called. That book I would totally, if you're looking for something to do and how to do things, especially if you're at all interested in sort of the entrepreneurial world, doing your own thing, I would read that book. Quick read has helped me a lot. All right, I'm about done here. Let me just see if there's anything else great I need to read. This is a great question from Mark. I'm very interested in unschooling approach. I'd love to see something on that sometime. Oh man, I should totally do a video on that because that's something I'm really passionate about, you could say. You could say that. Old Black Rum, the newbie. Good to meet you. Quite the timing to find the channel. That's true. I'll be awaiting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, that was great. All right, you can walk back with me. Would you like to walk back? I gotta go back to the trailer and get real work done. Ugh. Man, that cigar was good. So, one of the other things in Tennessee are snakes are somewhat, I guess they're not common, but we lived in Northern California and we had, for sure, Western Diamondback rattlesnakes. They were fairly common, but there's a few more snakes out here you gotta watch for. There's just more of them in general. Most of them are not potentially hazardous. Most of them are perfectly fine, but you gotta watch your step out here. A lot of tall grass and things. And I'm not reading the comments now. So it's literally just me walking back. So anyone who's still watching at this point, you're up there in my book. You're one of the good ones. I wish it'd be kind of cool. You know what I wish YouTube would do is when you do the super chat, so the way I think the super chat works now is you do it and your comment gets highlighted and it also gets pinned to the top. So as I get more and more people on the channel and more people in the live chats, it becomes like, if somebody really wants to ask a question and have me see it, then the super chat makes sense. But the cool feature, just for YouTube, not for anybody watching this, would be if super chat would let you actually talk to you, you could somehow go live yourself on the platform and we could have a little conversation. Or you could set a criteria, if you give more than $20 or something, we'll have a quick 1 minute, 2 minute conversation. Although that could go really bad, couldn't it? You have to be able to filter out, I guess. Maybe there's a delay like it used to be in the old radio shows. 5-second delay. If somebody says something you don't want on the channel, you could delete it. I don't know, I'm just coming up with $1 million ideas. That's all I'm doing. Well, almost back. Wanna go past the barn? That'll be really fun. No, it won't. We'll go by it anyways. I would take you inside, but it's such a mess. It's embarrassing. We just have it stockpiled with everything that's going to go into the house eventually. You can see the outside of the barn right here. Ooh, not bad, huh? I will actually have a couple minutes once I get back to the trailer. So, curious to look through the messages that have come in since I've been in here. Well, you're gonna see part of the nasty washer and dryer and boxes and tarps that we had covering lumber. It'll be fixed up soon, don't you worry. All right, I'm about back. See, here's the problem is I gotta go in and do some stuff, and I have that much left in the cigar. I'm gonna leave it here. You can relight cigars, later, as long as you don't let them get too bad, too long. All right. Oh, we did it. Oh, that was great, wasn't it? That was just phenomenal. Curious to look through these comments real quick before I'm officially done. I'm trying to set up this little tripod thing my phone's on. Well, that's fine. It can be sideways. All right, let's see. Let us see what people said while walking. Anything interesting? I'm just looking through. That's a good-looking barn. Why, thank you, Mark. Which autumn evening sounds nice. Ooh, I don't know what that's talking about, but that does sound nice. Where do you live? We're in Tennessee right now, Middle Tennessee. All right, that's it, gang. Thanks for watching. I'll do this again next Tuesday, 1 p.m. That's my plan every Tuesday. All right, I have a new video coming out tomorrow, by the way. It might be good, it might not. I think it's good. I'm excited for people to watch it, but I think a lot of people won't. So, we'll see. Oh, perfect timing. All right, goodbye.